Trouble. While I was waiting for the school bus on Monday, I had a horrifying realization. People were going to ask me why my mom had pulled me out of the dance on Friday night. By the time the bus pulled up my stop, I was convinced that as soon as I got on, all eyes would immediately swing to the front, pinning me to the merciless glare of masked teenage inquisition. Of course, nobody even looked my way. Renee over went running onto the bus right before me, and you don't get a lot of attention if you're walking behind Renee Albert. A 7 foot tall Mickey Mouse could have slipped on in between us, but all anyone would have seen was Renee's outfit, or her new hair, her gigantic charm bracelets Biff had given her when he met her after the dance. So I was okay. I sat down alone in a seat with my head kind of touched down and tucked down into my sweatshirt. It was really stupid and pointless defense, like when a turtle tucks into its shell because a locomotive is barreling down on it. In my case, and that was a locomotive. She came over to me and completely ignored the fact that I was trying to burrow my way through the bottom of the seat into the luggage compartment. Hi, Stephen. Are you all right? I was worried about you all weekend. Is everything okay at your house? My mom said she saw get well balloons tied to your mailbox the other day. Or are you in trouble for something? Did you parents find out you of skipped out of math last week? If that is, if that's what it is, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. Tell them if you want. It's if they, Tell them if you want me to. It's Annette. This has nothing to do with you. It's a family thing, and I'm fine. I'm fine. So you're not mad at? I said I'm fine. Okay. I was just asking. You've changed lately, though. I have not changed lately. Yes, you have. You never do your homework anymore. You space out all day unless you're in band, and you yell at me half the time when I try to talk to you. Oh, yeah? If I've changed so much, how come no one else has noticed anything? Well, I think just I'm serious in that. Nothing's wrong. Everything's perfectly normal. It's just tired of school. That's all. My mom picked me up because we had to go somewhere. You have to give me credit for the last one. I didn't lie to her. All right, Stephen, whatever. So how was your weekend, Annette? Did you practice a lot? Are you going to be ready for Juilliard? I thought for sure I could distract her by starting a conversation about the whole piano genius thing, but it didn't entirely work. She knew something was up, and even if she couldn't immediately tie me down and administer truth serum, the yellow bus was in the middle of South Main Street. I could see her in her eyes that she was wanting to wrestle the info out of me somehow. Well, the keyboard themed smoothed small talk smoothed over the end of the bus ride anyhow. I made it through homeroom without speaking to anyone and was just settling in for a nice period of off-topic journal writing in Miss Palma's class when an intercom blared calling me to the office. As I was in as I was walking out of class, I could feel two pairs of eyes pinned on me. Miss Palma gave me a sad, sympathetic look, and Annette was studying me like she was Sherlock Holmes. And I was a handkerchief at the crime scene. The school secretaries told me to walk through the front office into the guidance area. Whatever was about to happen to me apparently had mental health angle. I had become what my mom refers to as a student concern. A student counselor, a counselor waved me right into her cubically office and gestured toward the seat. I had never seen her there before, but I got a pretty vibe pretty fast. If you're in if you're into pastels and motivational posters, that little cubicle was definitely the place to be. Stephen, my name is Miss Galley. Mrs. Galley, I called you down here because some of your teachers are concerned about you. Something about the situation is getting my inner smart loud mouth child going. I would kind of hope all my teachers would be concerned about me, but if you would kindly tell me which ones aren't, maybe I could buy them an apple or something. Stephen, I think you know what I mean. You're here because you apparently stopped doing your work in major subjects, and you've never been in any kind of trouble before, but you're suddenly in danger of failing everything across the board. Can you talk to me about why that might be? Well, truthfully, Miss Galley, you might have heard about the worldwide pencil shortage. I'd like to think that my skipping my homework, I'm doing my little bit to conserve. That then she did something that generally works pretty well on me. She administered the silent treatment. She just looked at me, tried desperately to occupy my attention by looking at other things in the office. Little poster on with all the different smiley emotion faces on it, stuffed animal Garfield on the top of the filing cabinet, jar filled with hearts on her desk, the candy hearts in it. In a way, they distracted me from Miss Galley's stare, but they also made me really want to eat one of them. After a high-powered battle of wills, reaching an unbearable peak of tension, I asked for a candy heart. You want a candy heart, huh? Yes, Miss Galley. Well, you have a little rule here, Stephen. You talk, you eat. I began to realize, perhaps too late, that I underestimated this lady. The silence fell over us again. I was not ready to tell anyone about Jeffrey. After 3 weeks of keeping this secret in, I was darn well not going to crack over this stupid piece of penny candy. Just then a bell rang. Well, okay, I guess I'll be going now. It was nice meeting you. Thanks for nearly giving me some candy. Hold on, Stephen. You have gym this period, don't you? Why, yes. Did you ever wonder what all of your student subject teachers do second period if every single student on your team has gym? Not really. They hang out behind the shop room and smoke unfiltered camels? Nope. They meet. They all meet with each other. In fact, they're meeting right now. And you are going to go to the head. You are going to head on down there to meet with them. Do we have to? Yup. Do we really have to? Uh-huh. I started to walk out of her office on a little walk of doom she had arranged for me. Not so fast, Stephen. I rolled back around. Want a candy heart? Okay, I wasn't feeling too proud of that moment. At that moment, I took a candy heart, and the long walk began. When we walked in, all my major subject teachers were sitting around a huge conference table, drinking coffee, laughing, grading papers. They looked up at me without a surprise on their faces. I've been set up for sure. Miss Galley led me to a seat and sat down next to me. Next, the teacher started in. Here's what I heard. Stephen, we like you, blah, blah, blah. And we've always been an expert, blah, yada, yada. But suddenly, you're not performing up to your hump. Your grade in my class has slipped from a 92 to a hugga. We're here today so we can help you understand and help you. Stephen, can you tell us what's been going on? Stephen? There's nothing going on. I've just been busy, with band and jazz band and all city high school jazz band. So I haven't had much time. So I haven't been home much. At that precise moment, Mr. Watrez walked in. What do these people have, psychic powers or something? Stephen, I'm concerned about your grades too. Your teachers asked me here today because if things don't improve, you might not be eligible to practice or perform with the All City group. I was thinking, hey, Mr. W, where's all your dude cat lingo? Now all of a sudden, just because you're in a big meeting, you're like Mr. Teacher Man. But I didn't have too long to concentrate on this particular betrayal because Mrs. Galley chimed in again. Stephen, nobody wants to punish you, but we have to get to the bottom of this drastic change in your attitude and behavior and habits. And we need a commitment from you to do the work. I'll ask you again, is there anything that we should know? No, I'm just fine. It's just, and then all of a sudden I got choked up, which of course means is becoming a pattern for me. And I started to be honest. I hadn't been my pattern, which hadn't been my pattern for a while. My brother. While I paused to cry, my math teacher passed a box of tissues. Do all kids crack like robin eggs when they get in here? Miss Palma said, tell them, Stephen. Not tell us, Stephen, but tell them, Stephen, which meant she knew. My brother has cancer. Boy, if you ever want to shut up a room full of grown-ups, evidently my brother has cancer is a secret command code. They all just looked at me in silence for a good 15 seconds. Well, not good 15 seconds, but you know what I mean. Even as I tried to blow my nose and wipe my eyes on the thin, scrappy school tissue without looking too horrendously gross, I was thinking, why do these people basically beat the truth out of you if they don't want to hear it?